Hello friends, this is Jay Hendricks with Powerful Thought Online. Today I wanted to talk about how crazy the world is lately. I've been really in-depth researching what's going on, watching everything that's going on, and it is crazy. So a while back I recommended a channel called X22 Report, and it was taken down by YouTube. You can find X22 Report on BitChute and bitchute.com/X22 Report. That's the best report I can find that covers what's going on. And what I've come to find is this is going to be the most important election of our lifetime. It's a communist takeover of our country. I mean, Jordan Peterson warned about this happening, and it's happening right now. So I would say get out and vote in person. You have to. Vote for who you feel is the right candidate. I believe it is Trump. That's who I'm voting for. So my hope is that each and every one of you that watches this will go out and vote. And I don't have much influence on anything, but this is all I can think of to do. There's also a good video called "If I Were the Devil, Would I Have Your Vote?" It's like a 15-minute video. If I were the devil, would I have your vote? It's a very good video. I'll put the link to it in the description below. But yeah, this is a crazy time. I would also recommend Cleon Skousen's book, The Naked Communist. I've been listening to that on Audible. The Naked Communist. That covers, years before it happened, what the communists and socialists would do in trying to take over the United States. So I've been hesitant to release videos on YouTube because I've noticed that people have been censored, channels have been taken down a lot. And frankly, I don't really know what to do. The issues of politics seems to be front and center of what we need to be focusing on. So I haven't really focused on spiritual matters that much lately. And that's just kind of an intuition I've had. I feel like people need to really be paying attention to what's going on with our country, the United States. It's an important choice we all have to make. If you read the scriptures, this pattern of civilizations rising and becoming prosperous and then falling from their pride happens over and over again in the scriptures. And that's another really important reason why the scriptures are there, to show a pattern of civilization rising and falling. And I think this election is the hinge point of whether we'll rise or fall. So it's really important. Yeah, it's just one of those times where I don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. And either way, if Trump wins, if Biden wins, it's going to be crazy. So whoever wins, don't gloat about it. Don't rub it in other people's faces, because that'll just cause more unrest, more opposition. It just pains me to see the nation like this. It's crazy. The censorship that's going on, the Twitter and Facebook and Google just censoring stories about Hunter Biden and all that, and the corruption that's starting to manifest itself in the mainstream is being stopped by the media. The corruption in Ukraine and China and Russia and everything is trickling into, well, is being revealed day by day as emails are leaked, as documents are leaked. Anyway, I would recommend The Naked Communist by Cleon Skousen. I would recommend the X-22 Report. You can find on BitChute and a few other platforms. Go to x22report.com. You can sign up for his email list, which you can put in a fake email or your real email. He doesn't want to sell you anything. He just wants to be able to communicate when his videos are censored. Because he's always, Dave from X22 Report's going to keep posting videos despite whether he's censored or not. So he wants to be able to communicate with everybody where he's posting his videos. The x22report.com will always be up there, hopefully, unless the internet goes down or something. But so pay attention to that. Definitely go vote. Definitely go vote. It's going to be the most important thing we do. I mean, I admit I'm anxious about what's going on, to the point where I'm kind of frozen up, because I feel like I realize that this test that's happening is on the world as a whole. It's not necessarily, I mean, it is, but it's not an individual crisis in your own life as much as it is a crisis for the whole world. And if a majority of us don't make the right decisions, it could get really bad. Really, really bad. I mean, if you study history, the Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, the exact same things that happened back then that led up to their tyrannical killing of millions and millions of people and suppression is happening right now on a more subtle level, but it will lead to the same things. So this is really important. It's no more a reality show of Trump. It's no longer a funny, crazy thing happening in the news. Now it's something really serious, and it all depends on whether a few people in the United States vote for the right person. You could argue that, but I'm 100% convinced that Trump is fighting for the people, fighting for individual freedoms, not just for the United States, but for freedom as a principle, liberty as a principle. The ability to think for yourself, to communicate for yourself, to be able to research what you want. If all of this is shut down, if freedom of speech is shut down little by little, if freedom of thought is suppressed little by little, then we'll be enslaved in our minds. And I think the enslavement, it used to be literal enslavement on plantations, the feudal system, all the way back thousands of years, the system of slavery. It's upgraded to now enslave us in our minds and get us to be slaves in our lives still. That's the whole idea of communism. And the United States was established by God. I do believe that. To manifest the principle of liberty. And if we don't do the subtle things of challenging freedom of speech, freedom of thought, if we don't do the subtle things like vote for freedom, vote for prosperity, vote for individuality, and including individuality in a collective game, then we'll lose it. And society will crash down once again, perhaps greater than ever before. Because the powers that be have access to more than they ever have. They could potentially have access to weapons, nuclear weapons, to satellites, power systems, electrical grid, pandemics used as bioweapons, control of social media, control of the media, the news media. They have a lot more control over our minds than they used to, I feel. So it's really important. So if you're a United States citizen, please go vote. And please vote for the one you feel right about. I feel it is Trump, Donald Trump. And I'm not shy about saying that. Anyway, keep aware. Keep looking for what's right. Keep expressing yourself freely. Living your life freely, thinking about how can we live in a way that is free and also helps those around us. Try to get out of the mentality that you're owed something, that you'll be taken care of, that people are owed things, that winning is everything. I know Trump talks about winning, but I think when some people hear that, they're hearing someone who just wants to destroy and defeat his enemies. But, my studies of Trump is that a winner is someone who continues forth trying to solve problems and help others. And anyone who tries to suppress others and stop others from progressing, from being successful, is a loser. Those who aren't competent enough to face challenges and instead want to tear other people down, they're the losers. So we're all winners. We can all be winners if we're all working towards the betterment of each other. And the fundamental principle of working for the benefit of everyone is protecting their individuality and their expression and their course of living, as long as it's not hurting others. So yes, there's billionaires, there's people who become ejected out of society because of how poor they are, and we should always protect them. But we shouldn't allow our protection or our inclusion of them to become a tyrant or a government forcing everybody to give up what they've earned. Because that just leads to people not working for anything. And that Soviet Union mentality of we pretend to work and they pretend to pay us. That's what happens when the government takes control over the economy and everything. So, yes, we need hierarchical systems. There's always going to be someone at the top making more money than everyone else. That's just how it is. That's how Jordan Peterson talks about this. That's how even the mass of stars in the universe, animals and hierarchies, creativity, production, all of these, like only the top 0.1% of musicians, music is actually listened to by everybody. You know, it's kind of the natural way of the universe that the resources tend to go to people at the top. A hierarchy is established. So the goal is then to have the people at the top be compassionate enough to provide opportunities for the people at the bottom, and plenty of opportunities, so that people can continue playing the game. And then if some people determine that they don't want to be a part of that game anymore, well, then create your own life. Maybe you go live in a tiny home, or maybe you go live in a van, or maybe you decide to live a simple life with little money and instead create, things that you want to create. That's kind of what I've done. I don't make a lot of money. I make a little bit. But I've personally decided to step back from the hierarchy of, I was in a union. I'm an electrician, so I was in a union, and I decided to step back from that system of working 60 hours a week, being taxed 40% of my wage, and having to deal with foremen and supervisors that were bullies and that wanted to stop me from being productive. People who wanted me to just be there and make them money and pretend to work. To me, that was no way to live, so I stepped back from that hierarchy, and I'm deciding to create my own hierarchy by renting out my condo and living a simple life by writing, because I like writing stories and novels and nonfiction, and doing this channel. And then I have ideas to build tiny homes and sell them to people. So there's always ways to live, and we have to take personal responsibility for our life. And if our personal responsibility is taken away from us by a government, we're forced to do their bidding. And we have no will of our own. We have no life of our own. We just become a cog in a machine. So please vote. It's the most important thing you can do. It literally is the most important thing you can do, is to vote in, 5 days from now? That's the most important thing you can do right now, is to vote. Anyway, that's my rant for today. I'm Jay Hendricks. This is Powerful Thought Online. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day.